Yeah, I'm very excited for this year's playoffs. This is the first year since like 2015 where we don't know who's gonna make it out of the West. The Warriors had a stranglehold on the West for so long that it kind of demoralized a lot of NBA fans from watching. Like the Warriors were so good. Shout out to the Warriors, man. I kind of hated on them during their run just because, I mean, it's a thing to do when teams get really good. But man, and I didn't like the KD move. That didn't help either. But their dominance was elite. Like, I mean, you could be hopeful that maybe the Rockets would knock them out, and you could be hopeful that the Thunder were gonna take them out and stuff like that. But deep down, you kind of always knew that the Warriors were just gonna make it all the way back to the finals. And although it was fun to see them, they're a good team to watch. They're good for the NBA. I kind of like it when there's parity in the NBA, when there other teams, anybody can make the finals. When a 4 seed has a chance or a 3rd seed, I don't like it being so like automatic. Where okay, this is just because we have to do it. This is just because like we have to do the playoffs. Like this is a formality almost. Like we all know the Warriors are gonna make it. Let's just skip to the finals. Warriors versus Cavs. Let's get it over with now. On both sides, even though the Bucks are a great team and they were like on pace to break records and stuff before the NBA shut down, like there's no guarantee that the Bucks are gonna make it out of the East. I don't even think they are, just because Giannis has no 3 and I don't trust Middleton as a number 2. They have a chance. Hopefully they do, just so they're able to keep Giannis. But I wouldn't be surprised if the Raptors made it out. They have Nick Nurse. He's such a good coach. And I wouldn't be surprised either if the Celtics find a way to get to the finals. So, I love that about the East. It's wide open for the most part. The top 3 teams, even the Heat. I'll be kind of surprised if they make the finals, but it wouldn't shock me. They could do it. In the West, Lakers, Clippers, Nuggets. Don't sleep on the Nuggets. They're the deepest team in the West. I mean, stars matter is the number one thing that matter in the playoffs, but depth, can't forget about depth. I think depth does matter more in the regular season just because it's 82 games. So it's a long season, injuries and stuff like that. In the playoffs, when you know who you're playing on, for 4 games straight, the matchups, stars win games. But I mean, depth still matters in the playoffs. So the Nuggets are the deepest team in the West. They have a chance to maybe make the finals. Can't forget about the Rockets. The Rockets are legit. Don't sleep on the Rockets. They could push any team to 7 games. They might just make the finals this year. Don't count out Russell Westbrook and James Harden. They could definitely make the finals. So I hope the Lakers make it. I hope we have a Lakers Clippers Western Conference final. That would be amazing. That's what I've been waiting for since the beginning of the season. Since Kawhi and Paul George signed with the Clippers, I've been waiting for this matchup. I feel like a lot of people have been waiting for this matchup, so I'll be very upset if we don't get to see it. I feel like we should. When it comes down to it, I think both teams are going to make it, and it's going to be a great playoff series. And then in the Eastern Conference, it should be fun too. I'm just very excited. I'm so excited. Don't let coronavirus distract you from the fact that this is the first playoffs in a long time that it's going to be wide open. And you don't know who's going to make the finals. There's plenty. If you were a betting man, it would be hard to get, the finals correct. I mean, probably the safe bet would be Lakers Bucks or Clippers Bucks, but any other matchup for the most part wouldn't be so surprising. Like if you see Clippers Bucks, I mean Rockets Bucks, when you get there to the finals, you won't be like, man, no one saw this coming. No one saw the Rockets making it. No one saw Bucks Raptors. I mean not Bucks Raptors Rockets. Like, oh, what? How did that happen? No, you'll be like, okay, Rockets have 2 elite players and the West is wide open and the Raptors are defending champions and they have Nick Nurse and they have Van Vliet and Lowry and Siakam. Like, this year is going to be great for playoffs. If you don't like the NBA or if you have not been keeping up, Tune in for this year's playoffs. It's gonna be one of the best playoffs ever.